Should you be using Robinhood to day trade options? For the past 7 years, I've been trading stocks, but for the past 3, I started to trade options and fell in love. Robinhood actually has been one of the platforms that I've used for trading options, and I currently still use it, but more for a lotto account. So I do small account challenges on it where I try to throw in $1,000 to $1,500 and grow it to $5,000 and $10,000. It's just a fun way for me to challenge myself and see how far I can take a small amount of money. So with that being said, I want to give you guys my honest review, and we're going to go over the good stuff like ease of use with the platform, the bad stuff, the cons, platform limitations. We'll do a quick platform overview just in case you're brand new to Robinhood. And then if you stick around to the end, I will go over my current broker and final thoughts. Spoiler alert, Robinhood is not my main broker, and it has not been since I first started. Honestly, I was not using Robinhood, and there is a really, really good reason. There's a few really good reasons why Robinhood is not my main options platform. And that will just be dependent on you, where you're at in your journey and where you want to go. So what your goals are. And I will cover all of that in this quick tutorial and honest review on Robinhood for options. So as always, let's dive right in, and we're going to start with the good stuff first. So what are the pros of Robinhood? First things first, it is very beginner friendly. So if you are just starting out, you are overwhelmed by trading or options in general, then I will say Robinhood is a great app to start with because it is so easy to use compared to the other ones. So this is definitely a plus in my book. Now, the $0 options commission cost is also a huge plus and pro, because if you are trying to grow a small account, other platforms do charge commissions on stocks and options, but it can really start to add up. And so this is going to be a really big factor with your trading. And so $0 option commission cost is a huge plus, and honestly one of the reasons I have stuck around and still use it every now and then, especially with small account challenges, because that definitely does help. And the next one can be a pro and con. So it has instant deposits and no limit. So sometimes when you sign up for a broker, you need to have $2,000, $3,000 in it in order to be able to gain access to their trading. But with Robinhood, you can throw in $100 and start trading that day, which is also why it can be very, very limiting. They have instant deposits. It doesn't require any time to settle. So if you quickly want to throw in $100, $200, even $1,000, you can do that in the same day you can start trading, as long as you're approved for options. But that can be so dangerous. However, it can also be super convenient. So this one's going to be a pro and con combined. But overall, the main point here is if you are a complete beginner, Robinhood is super easy to use. And their trading app is honestly one of the easiest trading apps out there, in my opinion, which is why it is so popular, especially for people who are just getting started. Now let's go over the bad stuff. So this is a big one for me. The lack of charting capabilities is honestly one of the reasons that it is not my main platform. This is what would be considered a chart on their platform, and it is not helpful at all. So lack of charting capabilities is a big thumbs down, which means it's limited to phone use only. So I said this because you really don't have a reason to use your laptop, because if this is what it looks like, there's really no difference at all versus you trading from your phone. But this could actually be a pro and con, because if you're somebody who's only going to be able to trade from your phone, maybe you work full time, you don't have access to a laptop, and you're going to be doing a lot of phone trading, then this should be perfectly fine for you and a plus, because their phone app is really easy to use. If you're going to get advanced one day, you definitely want to have the ability to execute on a laptop or computer screen, which this really doesn't do anything for me. And last con up here of the bad stuff is lack of ability to respond quickly. And this becomes so crucial when you are an options trader, especially if you go advanced into scalping, is you have to have the ability to execute and respond quickly. You do not have that capability with Robinhood platform, because it takes you too long to edit an order and place an order with the amount of buttons you have to push in order to get in and out as quickly as you need to if you're trading something like 0 DTEs or weekly. So you really don't have the upper hand there, and that is definitely a con, which again has more to do with if you are becoming more advanced as an options trader. So there is a theme here. It's great for beginners, but if you are trying to become more advanced one day, it really becomes very limiting, where eventually you need to upgrade. I'm sure there still are very successful options traders that use Robinhood, but for me, I did find that was a big con, which forced me to use it as a small account challenge, lotto account only. So now let's do a quick overview in case you're brand new. So if you want to look up a stock, you can go up here to the search box and type in SPY, which is an ETF. I trade it all the time, and it'll pull this page up. You can see this is their version of a chart. We've already went over that. So charting in symbols right here. This just stands for 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, etc. And you can go down and find information about the stock you're looking at. In this case, it's an ETF, so it will show you the top 10 holdings of this ETF and a bunch of key data, as well as you can look at different lists. There is a ton of information. It also does things like learn lingo. So if you're brand new and you're confused on some terms, you can learn here. It really is education focused, which I'm a big fan of. Now the options chain on SPY, depending if you're using your phone, it'll just say trade. So it'll be that little button. And when you hit trade, you can see the options chain. And when you click that, it will pop up and look like this. And sorry, on my screen, it's currently cut off, but it was to the right. It says trade options. And then once you hit that, the option chain pops up, and this is what it looks like. So the current share price of SPY at closing on Friday was 405. So this will show you share price. And then you've got buy, sell, call, put. If you're a complete beginner with options, you're most likely just buying calls or puts. So I would not use the sell button unless you're using a more advanced strategy. And then calls are bullish, puts are bearish. I have another quick tutorial on options if you want to go check that out. There is a ton of information when it comes to learning options. I do have an 8-week program, which I'll talk about in just a little bit, that goes more in depth. But in regards to just a quick overview, you've got the expiration date right here. So you can click down and get different expiration dates. Premium on this side where it says price, and strike price is right here. Really quick example, let's say that SPY was at 405. You thought it was going to go up in price. You chose a 406 call. It would cost you $141 for one contract. You could click on it, find all the data, Greeks, and all that good stuff, volume, open interest, and that's just a basic quick summary of the Robinhood platform when it comes to options chain. Now, I did mention earlier that Robinhood is not my main broker, and this, in fact, Thinkorswim by TD Ameritrade is my main platform and has been for the past 7 years. So I decided right off the bat when I first got started that I'm also the type of person, if I'm going to start something, I know I'm just going to go all in. And so I decided to start with the most difficult one to learn. It was a learning curve, but it was well worth it. And that is this broker. So as you can see, you can get so extremely detailed with charting on this platform, which is one of the reasons I fell in love with it. I think that is so important to up your confidence level, is have really clear charting capabilities to match your trading platform. And so Thinkorswim charting is a huge bonus and why it is my main platform. But also combined with that, you can do things like chart the option contract, and I can go into active trader and I can quickly execute. I can get in and out very quickly, which is really, really important if you become a scalper, because you're taking very small moves in here quite often and day trading very, very often compared to somebody who's newer might be looking to day trade an entire day. Scalpers are looking to take advantage of very tiny moves throughout the day. I do have a full tutorial on Thinkorswim by TD Ameritrade. So if you are interested in looking at this broker, I'm not sponsored by either of these. I'm just giving you guys my honest opinion and what I currently use. Like I said, I still use Robinhood for fun, but my main platform is this one. So if you're interested in watching that tutorial, check up in the top corner and I will link that video above. I try my best to create as much free content. However, if you're looking for the extra support, this is where you can work with me. Everything will be in the description box linked below. There's a master link. And I also want to highlight, I have a free day trading seminar. So if you're new to options and want to make sure you have the correct account type and some extra details there, make sure to check that out as well. But that pretty much wraps it up. If you guys want to follow me on a day-to-day basis, make sure to follow me on Instagram. I only have one account. Please do not fall for spammers. I don't trade crypto. And the account will be linked in the description box as well. Come say hi. I try to answer DMs as much as possible. But that is all I have for you guys today. I will see you next week.